Dear students, welcome. Today we are going to learn a new lesson in physics, that is light, reflection and refraction. In this module we are going to discuss reflection of light, laws of reflection, spherical mirrors and some important terms related to spherical mirrors. At the end of this module, you can able to define laws of reflection and also identify spherical mirrors, then understand the terms related to spherical mirrors. Before taking this lesson, let us recall some important terms related to light. First thing is, what is light? Light is a form of energy that causes in us the sensation of vision. Then, does light needs a medium to travel? No, because light is an electromagnetic wave, so they can travel through vacuum. You already know that what is a ray of light and a beam of light. Light traveling in any one direction in a straight line is called a ray of light, that shown in the figure. Then a group of light rays given out from a source is called beam of light, that is given in second figure. Next is types of beams of light. The first one is parallel beam. When a large number of rays travel parallel to each other is a parallel beam as shown in the first figure. Then the second is convergent beam. It is the beam of light in which the rays meet at a single point as shown in the second figure. Then the third is divergent beam. Light rays from a point source of light travel in all direction or moving away from the source, that is shown in the third figure. Next, we are going to discuss different types of medium. The first one is opaque medium. Object that don't allow light to pass through them is known as opaque medium. Examples: wall, wood, etc. Second is transparent medium. The medium that allows light to pass through it is known as transparent medium. Best examples: glass, water, etc. Then the third one is translucent medium. The medium that allows only a fraction of light to pass through it. Best examples are butter paper, smoke, or a smoky glass. Our first topic in this lesson is reflection of light and laws of reflection. These topics you already studied from your lower classes in the case of plane mirror. The same points is discussing here. So, what is reflection of light? It is the bouncing back of light rays after hitting a surface. Then, what are the points including laws of reflection? The first one is angle of incidence equal to the angle of reflection, and the second is the incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. You can observe that figure carefully, that here the incident ray, reflected ray and the normal is represented. Then the angle between the normal and incident ray is known as the incident angle, and the angle between the reflected ray and the normal is known as reflected angle. I and R are the representation of this angles. Again, normal is a perpendicular line passing through the meeting point of this incident and reflected ray. What is a plane mirror? A plane mirror is a mirror with a flat reflective surface. You are familiar with the formation of image by a plane mirror. What are the properties of this image? Image formed by a plane mirror is always virtual and erect. The size of the image is equal to that of the object. The image formed is as far behind the mirror as the object is in front of it. Further, the image is laterally inverted. These are the characteristics of image formed by a plane mirror. You already studied it from your lower classes. Now, let us discuss about Spherical mirrors. The curved surface of a shining spoon could be considered as a curved mirror. The most commonly used type of curved mirror is the spherical mirror. The reflecting surface of such mirrors can be considered to form a part of a surface of a sphere. Such mirrors whose reflecting surfaces are spherical are called spherical mirrors. We shall now study about spherical mirrors in some details. The reflecting surface of a spherical mirror may be curved inwards or outwards. A spherical mirror whose reflecting surface is curved inwards, that is, faces towards the center of the sphere, is called a concave mirror, or we can say the cave side of the mirror is the reflecting surface, that is a concave mirror. Then a spherical mirror whose reflecting surface is curved outwards is called a convex mirror. The schematic representation of these mirrors is shown in the figure. Before we move further on spherical mirrors, we need to recognize and understand the meaning of a few terms. These terms are commonly used in discussion about spherical mirrors. The center of the reflecting surface of a spherical mirror is a point called the pole. It lies on the surface of the mirror. The pole is usually represented by the letter P as shown in the figure. The second term related to a spherical mirror is center of curvature. The reflecting surface of a spherical mirror forms a part of a sphere. This sphere has a center. This point is called the center of curvature of a spherical mirror. It is represented by the letter capital C. Please note that the center of curvature is not a part of the mirror. It lies outside its reflecting surface. The center of curvature of a concave mirror lies in front of it. However, it lies behind the mirror in case of a convex mirror. You can observe this in the given figure. The third term related to a spherical mirror is radius of curvature. The radius of the sphere of which the reflecting surface of a spherical mirror forms a part is called the radius of curvature of the mirror. It is represented by the letter R. You may note that the distance PC is equal to the radius of curvature. Next term related to a spherical mirror is principal axis. Imagine a straight line passing through the pole and the center of curvature of a spherical mirror as shown in the figure. This line is called the principal axis. Remember that principal axis is normal to the mirror at its pole. Now let us learn the focus of a concave mirror. Observe the given figure closely. A number of rays parallel to the principal axis are falling on a concave mirror. Observe the reflected rays. They are all meeting or intersecting at a point on the principal axis of the mirror. Letter F represents that point. This point is called the principal focus of the concave mirror. Similarly, we can define the focus of a convex mirror. Observe this figure. How are the rays parallel to the principal axis reflected by a convex mirror? The reflected rays appear to come from a point on the principal axis. This point is called the principal focus of the convex mirror. The principal focus is represented by the letter F. The distance between the pole and the principal focus of a spherical mirror is called the focal length. It is represented by the small letter f as shown in the figure. The reflecting surface of a spherical mirror has a circular outline. The diameter of the reflecting surface of spherical mirror is called its aperture as shown in the figure. Distance mm dash represents the aperture. Next, we are going to check Is there a relationship between the radius of curvature r and focal length f of a spherical mirror? For spherical mirrors of small apertures, the radius of curvature is found to be equal to twice the focal length. We put this as r equal to 2f. So f is equal to r by 2. This implies that the principal focus f of a spherical mirror lies midway between the pole and the center of curvature. Students, today we discussed reflection, laws of reflection, spherical mirrors and some important points related to spherical mirrors. Hope you understood this module. Read your textbook thoroughly and watch this video carefully. Thank you.